welcome back.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Juice and Toya podcast, brought to you by One Body Los Angeles. I'm your co-host, Juice.
And I am Toya. Welcome to episode 20 of our Juice and Toya podcast.
And I know last podcast we said that was number 20. We miscounted. This is number 20.
This is number 20.
So shout out to that. Round of applause.
Yeah, welcome back. Thank you for joining us again. As you can see by the title, we have a pretty important one today that we think is just important when it comes to reaching your goals and also with what we do. And if you know us from our workouts in the app, we love to put out new programs. And so with this episode today, Trust the Program, we're going to give you some important tips when it comes to following these programs that we put out as well.
For sure. And definitely go check out that podcast about how to make your own training program. It's one of our most popular podcasts that we have that we've done so far. So go check that out, and definitely probably would recommend checking out that podcast before you listen to this one, because we'll take a lot of points from that podcast just to kind of help you understand what we're trying to get at today. So before we get started with today's topic, let's get into some housekeeping. Toya,
Housekeeping. Ding, ding, ding.
take us.
So very first, we have some new and updated merch for you all available. We're selling out of sizes, especially the steady state crew neck, which is our personal favorite.
Yes.
And like we always mention too, if you've purchased merch from us, tag us in your pictures, send us a picture. We love to see you all wearing the Juice and Toya OBLA merch.
Oh, yeah.
And again, our merch is Lululemon. So shout out to Lululemon. You know what you're getting is going to be quality and comfortable and last you a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
So if you haven't already checked out our merch, onebodyla.com/shop.
Yep.
Get you some merch, tag us in it, rock it for us. And yeah, we can't wait to see you wearing it.
Enjoy it. Next up, if you don't know, now you know, we are coming out with the 2024 Summer Ready Challenge. We're kicking this off 1 week from filming this today, which is Monday, April 29th. So if you don't know anything about our Summer Ready Challenge, this is all about fat loss. This is all about how much body fat can we lose over the course of 4 weeks and beyond, because we just don't want you to, again, stop at 4 weeks. We want you to continue on this journey, and we want you to use this kind of as a Kickstarter to
Habit builder.
Exactly, habit builder to getting you towards your goals. So we'll get into this challenge, more info about it, but it is coming up April 29th. There's no sign up. All you have to do is show up. There is a free version. You can do it on our website, onebodyla.com, and you can also have access to it on the app as well with all the other fixings. So again, we'll get into that as we get later into this podcast.
Yes, but Summer Ready 2024.
Oh, yeah.
It's happening.
It's happening. So
right.
let's get into it. So today's title is about trusting the program. And what we mean by this is, let's say someone writes a program for you, or we write programs for ourselves all the time. And sometimes, you might feel like you overreach, or you might have, what's the word I'm looking for?
Get really ambitious.
You get really ambitious, and it comes time to do the workouts that you actually program for yourself, and you're like, I don't want to do that, or you get lazy, or you don't feel like it, or whatever the case may be. And this podcast is all about giving you the importance of obviously having a program, but also trusting the program and trying to follow it as much as possible. Because a lot of times, people get into programs and they change things, or they, again, they don't get through all those workouts. They're lazy. They don't complete them. But then they also, at the end of, let's say, 4 to 6 weeks, they're not happy with their results, obviously, right? So there's a correlation there. So we're going to get deeper into this topic and why you should trust the program, and the importance of why trusting the program will be most beneficial for you.
Absolutely. So just kind of kicking it off with the benefits of having a program. So like you mentioned, make sure you listen to that How to Build Your Own Training Program. Because if you're someone who doesn't have a trainer or someone writing a program for you, there are ways that you can create a program for yourself.
Yeah.
We like to create programs for ourselves all the time. And so listen to that podcast just to kind of give you some ideas on if you're someone that's like, I don't have a program, I just kind of choose random workouts every day to do. Random workouts will most likely give you random results, right? And so having a program, some of the benefits of it, being able to progressively overload. And so what I mean by that is like seeing the change over time in terms of your strength, your endurance,
Hmm.
and you're physically seeing it through a program by saying, okay, week 1, I squatted this much.
Yeah.
Week 4, I'm able to do this much. So between weeks 1 and 4, you're seeing that progression in
Correct.
strength. If you're doing random workouts here and there, there's never the same to where you can increase because it's the what am I looking for? The variables aren't the
Yeah.
same, right? So
Exactly.
if you're doing a back squat, for example, and you're doing it at the end of a workout after you've done 6 different heavy lower body
Hmm.
exercises, that might be different than if you're back squatting at the beginning of a workout,
Correct.
right? So being able to take a look back at your program, if you have a day where you're like, oh, I feel a little weaker today, why can't I squat as much? Well, if you look back at your program, you're like,
Yep.
oh, this is when I squatted heavy, right? So it just allows you also to look back and see how
Mm.
things have changed, or how you might be able to progress things. And then the other thing that I think is important too is whenever you get sick or an obstacle comes
Mm.
along or something always happens in a program, right? Unexpected travel, getting sick is usually the most frequent one. You're able to look back at and say, okay, where did I leave off on this program?
Yeah.
Instead of being like, oh, I was just doing random workouts. I don't really know how to get back into working out after being sick for 2 weeks, right?
Exactly. We apologize in advance. We have a lawn man that comes. I thought it was every Tuesday, but apparently it's Monday today. So if you hear any, leaf blowing in the background, we apologize for the audio. So I just had to put
Try
that
to
out
talk
there.
over
Yeah,
it.
I couldn't ignore it. It was just in my ear. But yes, I agree with everything you just said. Definitely having a program is definitely beneficial, and like she said, it just gives you something to fall back on if you just need to see, go back into your program and see how you progress. But also, again, structure, structure, structure. It just makes everything so easy. You don't have to wonder what you're doing for your workout for the day. It's right there written for you, and all you have to do is show up and follow it. You know what I mean? It's best to your capabilities. So
Absolutely.
another thing we want to get into is trust the people who are trying to help you, essentially. So if
Yes.
you're asking someone to write you a program and you're giving them all of your goals, giving them everything that you want to achieve, let's say over an 8-week period, you might see something in that program where you might need to make some modifications in the sense of the exercise. But if there's something like it's an upper body workout and you hate shoulder presses or you hate doing shoulders and you just see it and you don't want to do it, you have to trust that person is writing
Putting
that.
them for a reason.
Exactly. Everything is to a science. When we create our own programs for ourselves and for all of you, the programs are created with a science. They're created with a purpose, and that's what we want to get at. Like anybody who's writing a program for you, write it. They're writing it for a purpose, and if you're writing it for yourself, create it with a purpose, right? Don't
Yeah.
just put some workouts that. Yeah, it's important to put workouts that you enjoy, but make sure all of these workouts are workouts that are going to help you progress and get toward that goal. So again, trust the people. I mean, we get it all the time, even with our own personal clients. We'll write something and it's uncomfortable and nothing,
Yeah.
and we'll get into that too, but there's nothing about following a program that's comfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable over some point in time. So you might as well, again, embrace it.
And we've experienced it ourselves. Like I said, when I was bodybuilding, there'd be times where I would get the program that I paid for throughout the coaching, and I'm like, I want to change this, this, and this. But at the end of the day, if I'm hiring this person, it's for a reason,
Yeah.
and I need to trust that they have a goal, they have my goal in mind as well. And at the end of the day, me changing things could mess up their plan. So I just need to trust that what they're giving me is
Correct.
what I need to be following.
Correct.
So, and then when to change a program, we'll go into more depth in this, but all in all, let's just go back to the shoulder presses.
Yeah.
If you're like, shoulder presses, I don't like doing them. I don't like when my shoulders get sore. You got to suck it up and do some shoulder presses, right? But if it's like, you're like, I can't really get through a lower body day because I'm so fatigued, but I know if I can get through my upper body, it's not as taxing on me. You can switch days.
Yeah.
You're still going to be doing the workouts. So another good example is like, when we have some of the programs, sometimes there'll be a body weight workout in there. And if someone's like, oh, I can't get to the gym today, let me do the body weight day at home today. And then tomorrow I can get to the gym. So I'll flip flop those days.
Correct.
Changing a program in that instance you're not really changing the program. You're just kind of moving days around, right?
Yeah.
So you're still getting the work in. Every once in a while, it's important to follow a program to the T because let's say you're training for a marathon, right? And you switch your strength training days with running days, you might be messing up, you might be doing
A
the strength
rhythm.
training before you do a heavy run or something. So that could mess up, things like that. But for the most part, if
Yeah.
you're just kind of moving days around, we say this all the time on the app too. You don't need to work out Monday through Friday,
Nah.
right? Some people are off on Saturdays where they'd rather get in a workout there, or Wednesdays, you don't have childcare. So that's a hectic day. So that's your rest day. So
Yeah.
the day of the week, your body's not like, oh, it's Monday today, we need to work out, right? Your body understands your movement and what you're doing. It doesn't care what day of the week you're doing it.
Not at
So
all.
changing a program in that instance is totally fine.
It's just about stimulus, making
Yep.
sure you're getting that similar amount of stimulus every single week, and that's just what's gonna be a good indicator of how well you're progressing. Again, if you're not getting in a good lower body day and you're only hitting legs twice a week, that can be something that could hurt your end goal. You know what I mean? So
Yep. And we'll get into like good versus bad
Correct.
modifications too.
correct,
But
correct.
yeah.
And I just mentioned this briefly before, but I want to keep stressing it and keep stressing it, keep stressing it. Working out is not comfortable, and following a program by any means is not comfortable.
Yeah.
So one thing that you have to do when it comes to just working out in general and following a program, and the main goal of all of this is being consistent, is being okay with being uncomfortable and almost embracing it. I look at it like a challenge, or I look like, when you go to a gym, right? Especially our gym, as soon as you walk in, you're surrounded by yourself. And what I mean by that is you can see yourself at any point in the gym because
Yep.
there are mirrors on
Everywhere.
every square inch of that gym, right? So sometimes when I'm working out and I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, and it gets difficult. I look at myself and I'm like, it's almost like I'm competing with myself, right? I'm competing with, what I wrote for myself. I'm trying to stick to the program, trying to hit the numbers that I set out for myself. And it's not comfortable by any means, but when I do get through that workout, I'm like, I feel good.
yes,
I feel like I
accomplished.
accomplished something. And that's how you should go into every workout. Like, you want to feel like you got over the hump. Even those workouts where you don't feel like it, or those
Yep.
workouts where you just have low energy, by the end of that workout, you should at the very least feel better that not only did you get in the workout, but you got something out of it, and you got through it. And sometimes, again, it's those workouts where you don't feel like it, where you get through it and you're like, man, like that workout was a lot better than I thought it would be, or I got
Yes.
more out of that workout than I thought it would be. So
And I think what you just said, you feel better. I think that's one thing we also need to stress is not every workout needs to leave you feeling gassed, fatigued, and
Exactly.
dead. That's not the goal of the workout. The workout shouldn't be how hard can you push yourself to where you have nothing left, right? You want to feel better after a workout. You want to feel accomplished even if you failed. And what I mean by that is, like, let's say you're like, I had a plan to get through this weight on back squat and you
Yeah.
didn't hit it. You attempted it, and
Yep.
then now you have something to work towards.
Correct.
So looking at every workout, like he said, an opportunity to get better. The goal isn't you should destroy your body every workout.
Yeah.
That is not efficient. The goal is for you to get better with each workout in some way.
There's only one workout that I have per week where I'm like, whoo,
Yeah. Yeah.
ooh, that's going to hurt
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the other workouts are kind of like I got a good workout in. Like, it felt
Yeah.
good. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? I try to give myself some sort of challenge or something that's also going to push you mentally too as well. That's why I think the importance of training, it allows you to feel what it takes to push through certain things when things do get uncomfortable, right? It teaches you a lot, honestly, about life. Like, when life gets hard,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? You get uncomfortable. It teaches you to just push through those moments where, I always had a coach who used to tell me, like, pain is temporary.
Yep.
Pain is only temporary. If you can get through that temporary feeling, like, you can overcome so many things that come your way in the future. So get comfortable with being uncomfortable. I mean, it's the best advice I can give you. And if you sort of embrace that and go into a workout, like, look, I know this is going to be tough, especially certain areas. And that's the thing. When you write programs for yourself or for other people, there are some workouts where you're confident in certain things because
Right.
like, my upper body is strong. I know I'm going to crush this upper body day. But then you might go into another workout where, like, I'm not good at lunges. I'm not good at squats.
Yep.
I'm not looking forward to this workout. But really look at it like, I want to get better at squats.
Yes.
I want to master these squats. I want to master these lunges. Let's get after it. Even if I got to start with 5-pound weights, I want to master the form. And I want to work my way up. And time again, when people are doing our programs, we get the same consensus. It's like, wow, I was only doing 5 pounds with this exercise. I was struggling with it. You guys helped me with my form
Yep.
and being more confident with going heavier. And now I'm going heavier than I ever have before.
Absolutely.
Talk to
So
me.
I think, yeah, like you said, that's a good point, is just like looking at it as a way to get better at something.
Correct.
So let's kind of get a little bit deeper into trusting the program and what we mean by that, and trusting the people that wrote it, even if it's yourself.
Yeah.
So like we mentioned, again, this is probably third, fourth time mention it. Seriously, check out the How to Write Your Own Training program. Because even if you are paying someone like in a coach or a trainer, or in any way, if you are getting a program from somewhere, it is good to have an understanding of what goes into your program.
Correct.
Because then if you are wanting to make a change, you could even approach the trainer or coach and say, hey, what do you think about this, this, and that? And a lot of times, majority of times, when someone is writing a program for you, it takes time. Never once in my 10 plus years of training have I written a program for someone and been like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Never. There's always going to be some adjustments. And the more feedback you give, the more able they are to adjust the program for
Yeah.
you. And this goes for yourself. If you're writing yourself a program, trust the program in a sense of like, okay, this is what I set out for myself. Stay consistent with it.
Correct.
And when you're making changes, it's why am I making this change,
Correct.
right? Not because I don't like it, but because I need to move this day or whatever, right? So really going into it like, okay, this is the program. I trust this program. And then if a change comes about, you'll understand why you're making it, right? So
Yep.
I think one thing that's important, especially if you're watching because you follow our programs on the app or YouTube, they're not tailored to you, right? And so when you're doing one of these challenges, let's say the Summer Ready 2024, we didn't write it specifically for you, right?
Yeah.
It's a basic overall program. So there may be changes that you need to make to it, especially when it comes to the circuit style. So let's say, for example, there's 3 sets or 4 sets listed in there and you usually do 5. That is a good example of tailoring the program to yourself. And if
Yeah.
you listen back to that podcast, you're able to make those changes. You're almost kind of like taking this program we gave you and rewriting the program for yourself.
sure.
And you understand how to do that.
For sure. And again, we've always provided those guides to really just help you understand the program and understand why we've created the program the way we created it. You know what I mean? So again, this program is all this, we'll get into the Summer Ready Challenge, but this program is all about fat loss. So everything that we program within this program has a purpose, right?
Yes.
We program it with the purpose, whether it's the amount of days per week or the amount of strength workouts versus HIIT workouts, right? We designed it to where we can give you the balance, but also it puts you in toward the direction of trying to lose body fat. So again, make those modifications with the purpose and you'll be all good.
Keyword is purpose.
Always.
Yep. And
always.
just kind of like he said, there's a purpose behind all of the workouts. Just getting into some of the modifications that are or may not be a good idea. So number one, let's say you're following a strength program and the trainer has programmed 4 strength days in there because their goal in mind for you is we're building some strength at the end of the 6-week program. If you take those 4 days of strength and you're like, oh, on Thursdays, I don't want to do strength. I want to go run instead. But if you do that every week for 6 weeks, you're taking out 6 full strength days, right? And
that's not really a strength program.
Absolutely. So now you're changing their program. And at the end of it, you might say, well, I didn't really build the strength I wanted. But did you trust their program?
Yeah.
Right? And so that's kind of what we mean by like good versus bad modifications. Let's give an example of a good modification is there are jump squats in there and let me actually change it
Okay.
Same muscle group.
Okay.
Let's say they have a back squat in there and the squat rack is taken and you put in a hack squat instead or a goblet squat instead. That is an example of a great modification because you're still utilizing the same muscle groups, right? An example of a not so good modification is I don't feel like back squatting today. I'm just going to go do some biking instead. I'm still getting my quads.
Yeah.
Right? That's not the same
It's not
thing.
the same.
So
one's strength and one's for endurance.
Absolutely. So if you're changing the modality or you're changing the muscle group they're trying to work and the way they're trying to work it, so strength versus endurance, if you do that repetitively over the course of 4, 6, 8-week program, you're taking out a lot of stimulus that could be very important to you reaching your goals.
For sure. And I've worked with clients before in the past where I've written them a program and they've followed it, but they kind of did what you said. They took some things out. Instead of doing the strength training, they went for a run or instead of doing the dumbbell hit workout that they wrote, they did like some, I don't know, they may have went to do a class or something like that.
Right.
And then when it comes time to do our, our 6 to 8 week check-in, there was always this level of disappointment, or like I'm doing what I'm working out every day essentially, right?
Yeah.
I'm eating well, I'm working out every day, I'm moving my body. How come I'm not losing weight? Well, I designed the program based on this,
Yes.
and you miss, 6 key workouts that could
Yeah.
have made a big difference in how you feel and how you're looking, and especially strength wise, that could really make a difference. So I don't want people to undermine like, oh, I'll just skip this week, or I'll just skip this. Like that is a missed opportunity that can add up to that end goal. So we don't want you to get to that end goal and wonder why I'm not where I want to be. And sometimes you might follow everything to a T and you're not exactly where you want to be. And again, like she mentioned before, that's the good thing about a program. You can go back, see what adjustments you need to make. Do I need to add some high rep here? Maybe some more high intensity, or maybe I need to go up in weight and challenge myself strength wise more. You can go back, and especially with the trainer, and you can go back and see where there might have been some mistakes or some things that we can clear up to where those next 6 weeks you can really make some progress. So
Absolutely. And if you've followed that program, that's another benefit of following a program, is if you followed it to a T and it didn't pan out the way that you wanted, now you know what you did and what didn't work. And now you have access to so much information and data and numbers and things that you're like, okay, I can go up here, I can change this, I can change that, because you saw already what you've done and what may or may not have worked.
And, silver lining with that, you built some consistency.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Give yourself some credit for if you follow a program to the T, and honestly, nothing went wrong, which is where you might have some setbacks along the way. If you're able to follow a program to the T, you've built up at least a good habit of following workouts, and that's the main thing that you need to be successful in any program. So
absolutely. And then one other thing I want to add to following a program, especially ones on the app or like the Summer Ready Challenge. Again, this isn't strictly for you, right? So someone like us, we work out pretty consistently and at a pretty good intensity. So a fat loss program like this, we might get through those HIIT workouts pretty quickly. You can always add things as needed, right? And so there's a time and a place to add things. And I bring up the running with my strength training a lot. And I had someone message about this too. So I want to kind of clarify like adding cardio and things like that to your program. So when I was running with my strength training, it was counterintuitive because I would go on like 10, 12-mile runs. And I was doing these long runs and I wasn't putting my energy towards my strength training. I focused more on the running, and then I would get upset when my strength didn't increase. And that was my fault, right? Because I didn't listen to the program. I didn't trust the program. And so once I dialed back off the running, I was able to put more of my strength and energy and focus into the strength training. And then when I had the energy, I would go for runs. I started adding in more interval runs and things like that. So running is something that I enjoyed, and I didn't want to take that completely away. There are ways to incorporate that. So let's say you're doing the program and it's day one, and you're saving your energy on day one because you want to go run. That probably wouldn't be very efficient. But let's say you gave it your all, you did the workout, and then later in the day, you're like, I've got some energy. Let me go on a little jog. Totally fine. That's totally fine. You got in the work of the program and you got it in efficiently. And only you will know if it's benefiting you or not, because you'll see how you feel, right? And so if you start to notice that you're too fatigued to do your workout, then maybe adding in those extra days and that extra cardio or whatever you're doing isn't going to be beneficial. But if you're able to get through the program efficiently and you want to add in biking, a class, whatever it is, by all means, absolutely go for it.
Correct. Yeah. And just follow the basis of the program, follow the foundation, and make what the program is primary. That's your primary workout. So try to surround your energy, try to surround your food intake, your sleep around those primary workouts. And then if you want to add something, let's say, you just want to add some cardio, add like some biking or some rowing to it. Again, if you have the energy, listen to your body, then you can do that, right? But don't do it forcing yourself. You still need to balance your recovery too as well, because a lot of people do get ambitious, and we mentioned this before, like 4 or 6 weeks is not a lot of time to lose some body weight. So a lot of people are going to want to do the extracurricular things, do more, maybe some tour-a-days here and there. That's great. But again, not at the expense of not doing the main workouts that we program for you.
Correct.
Right. So we do this ourselves. Like I try to get through my main workouts for the week. And if I want to add some exercise, I mean, I'll go for a run. I'll go golfing. I'll do, me and Toya will go hiking, right? We just kind of make that our secondary movement. And my secondary goal was to, again, do some things to help me lose body fat and build my endurance. Yeah. And I can do that as a secondary movement on whenever I have that energy.
Yep. And I think it's very important to have something that you enjoy within your program. Yeah. So this is another way that you can communicate with your coach or your trainer, like, hey, I love playing golf. Is there a way that we can incorporate it into the program so that I can get one good golf day in where I'm not too fatigued to play golf? Absolutely. You know, I think that's really important, which is another reason why in most of our programs, we like to make them 4 to 5 days a week with a 5th optional day, because it gives you that option to add in something that you enjoy without being too fatigued to do so. Because we both feel like having something you enjoy movement wise is so important, because you don't want to dread movement every day. That's not fun. Right. And so whether it's hiking or swimming or whatever it is, incorporate a day where you can just truly focus on that. And that's your primary. So it might be something like he's trying to get better at golf. You don't want to make golf secondary every day to where you're like, okay, well, I'm never going to get better because I'm never putting good energy into it. So maybe have a day where like golfing is your workout and you know, like, okay, it's not very taxing endurance-wise, so I'm going to golf and I'm going to do 30 minutes of cardio.
Yeah, and it's not sacrificing your original program. You can do both.
Yep.
That's the beauty of it. You can do both. So a lot of times, again, go listen to that training program. We're going to keep stressing it until you go listen to it. It's so important, but go check it out, because it just allows you to understand that you can have that balance. And when you have balance, it just allows for working out and moving your body to be a lot easier. And it's going to allow you to be more consistent. You're having fun with it. You're doing things that you enjoy. And a lot of things, you know, I even sometimes like to apply some of my workouts or try to do a little bit more of. So let's say if some core work and we're doing some like rotational work. When it comes to golfing, you need that rotation. You need to build that core strength to be able to rotate through the ball. So a lot of times I'll maybe even add a set of some of those exercises that can help benefit something else that I'm doing. Or it can be anything else, whether it's your running or whether it's your, playing tennis, doing some more lateral exercises. Let's say you're doing some lateral lunges or things that apply to the sport that you're trying to play. Maybe you can add another set or so just because it's something that you want to work on.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That's a good way of making modifications to where it's specific to you and your body, and it's going to help you in other areas too.
Yeah. So if you are someone who's like, I want to take this strength day out and add a run because I like running, but your coach is like, no, we need this strength day. See if there's another day where you can add in that running. So you're not changing the program. You're just incorporating things into the program.
Because we get the cardio question a lot, because I think everybody's in that mindset that I have to do cardio in order to, lose weight. You cannot do a drip of cardio
and still lose
body fat, right? And there's a lot of different ways that you can do cardio other than running or slaving on a treadmill or a elliptical for 45 minutes, right? There are more efficient ways to get some more cardiovascular strength other than running, right? So we don't want to put people in a mindset that they have to do just endless cardio to lose weight. The foundation of losing weight and in our sense, losing body fat is your strength training. So there's going to be
your
some
nutrition.
And
that's
of course, that's a whole nother topic. But as far as just working out, period, and following the program, the strength training is the core of you. Whether you're trying to lose body fat, build strength, that's going to be a core of your program. So secondary, not even secondary, is even is more still important. But your diet and nutrition as well has to go hand in hand. So
absolutely.
Let's get into. I guess we kind of talked about that, but I guess one thing I want to leave it with is every day of a program matters. Yes. I mean, if we haven't stressed that enough, I want to stress it again. Like especially 4 weeks,
shorter programs.
Oh my God! Listen,
absolutely.
Listen. So the Summer Ready Challenge, let's kind of get into it. We'll ease into it, but the Summer Ready Challenge is 4 weeks long, and by 4 weeks long, there's 28 days, 28 opportunities to help you build a routine, obviously, and also lose some body fat. So technically, there are only 6 days that we've programmed or gave recommendation
5 days.
Well, in the program.
The optional cardio.
With the optional cardio, whatever else you want to do. But technically, we've given you options of 6 total days that you can do. And we want you to have at least some type of rest day or recovery day to get you back in the routine of things. So every one of those days is going to matter. Every day is an opportunity to just not max out, right? We don't want you to just go, as crazy as you can every single day, but you want to make sure that you're maximizing everything within every single workout. So if you feel like you're going through a workout, you're going through a couple sets and the weight's easy and you're just flying through it, then that might be a missed opportunity where you can challenge yourself and go up and weight a little bit. You know what I mean? Or if you feel like you're flying through the workout, it's been 20 minutes, you got through 3 sets of everything, maybe add an extra set, right?
Yep.
Add that extra bit of stimulus. That extra set can make a huge difference on your end result. So really just, again, take advantage of every opportunity that you have with any program that you're following, and then you're going to at least be in the right direction as far as reaching that goal. So,
and like you said, with this, every day matters. So if you are missing workouts or you're like, oh, I only got through 3 days this week, it's a whole week has passed now, right? And so this is where, especially in these shorter weeks, that consistency, that discipline comes into play. So the purpose of the Summer Ready 2024,
let's talk about it, baby.
It's my favorite program every year because it's just fun. The weather is warmer and everyone
can get outside
and I think this is probably the one we see the most consistency. Part of that might be because everyone wants to feel good for summer, but I think the other part too, a 4-week challenge, there's not a lot of excuses, right? Where people are like, okay, it's 4 weeks, I can commit to that. But the nice thing is, like you mentioned earlier, in 4 weeks, that's enough time to build a habit, right? And so that kind of carries you into it. But anyways, the purpose of the Summer Ready Challenge, we want this to be a challenge where we are moving every day with a purpose of losing body fat and just feeling your best for the summer. So we just finished confidence. Exactly. We just finished Level Up 2.0 where we focused more on that strength building, especially those first 5 weeks. And now we're in almost, I guess you could call it like a shredding phase.
It's shred season.
Everybody but LaToya.
It's shred. Yeah, we don't need to shred too much. So about this program, so if you haven't done a Summer Ready Challenge before, this program, we're doing it a little bit different this year. There are 2 different programs. There is a free version this year. We have a free version for anyone from our YouTube fam and community who wants to do the challenge. Again, this is just something for you to follow. This is a program that you can just literally click the button, take you right to the video, and you're good to go for the day. So that will be available on our website, onebodyla.com. Just go to onebodyla.com. And we'll have more information on the challenge. And there's no sign up. You don't need to sign up for this. Don't feel like you need to. You didn't miss anything, right? It will be available on April 28th on our website. You'll see it. It'll say Summer Ready at the top of the screen. Or if you're looking at it on the mobile site, you just hit the 3 bars and you'll be able to access the program. And it's completely free. All you got to do is show up, click the button, and it'll take you right to it. So if you want to go over the app version.
So on our website, you'll find the 4-week program completely free, and that program utilizes our YouTube workouts, and it's only follow along. So it'll be follow along workouts pulled from our YouTube that you may or may not have done before, depending on the library of workouts you've done from our YouTube channel. Now the app version. The app is $14.99 a month or $99 annually. You can cancel at any time. Wow. Seriously, at any time. You could get the app, do the program, cancel if you wanted to. There's no lifelong commitment, right? No. And so the app version, we're going to have 2 separate Summer Ready programs. One is follow along only, and one is a circuit training program. The follow along only will have 4 exclusive workouts that are not on YouTube.
Hold on. Say that again.
The follow along only will have 4 exclusive workouts that are not on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
And those 4 exclusive workouts will also be incorporated into the circuit style program.
What?
So
that's crazy.
The circuit style, it's going to be a great program.
Man, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. The circuit style program is going to have 1 follow along a week. We found that just is a good way of
to balance it out.
To balance it out and give you a little motivation. We like to put them at the end of the week. That's also kind of when we like a follow along workout where that it's the end of the week, we're tired, that motivation's kind of down, and it just gives you that little pick me up. So the difference between doing it on the app and the website.
Talk to me.
Pay attention. This is the most asked question. So of course is the cost. One's $14.99, one's free. So you say, okay, why would I pay for it? On the app, 1, you'll have those exclusive workouts that are not on YouTube.
Okay.
2, you get the one-on-one messaging feature.
Talk to me.
If you have any questions on modifying a workout, an exercise, is this a good idea? How can I incorporate this, etc.? Messaging, one-on-one, it will be me or him answering the message. No
Correct.
computers or robots.
Yeah, we don't have bots or AI
It's not even
generated
assistants
responses.
answering it. It is one of the two of us answering. So that one-on-one messaging feature, especially in a short program, can come in handy, especially if you just got a question that could really make a difference in your program.
Yeah.
And then also in the messaging, you can send video. So we get a question on lunges. The form wise, like I have knee pain or I can't go as deep, etc. You can send us a video of you doing a lunge and we can take a look at your form.
Yeah.
If you just say, hey, my knee hurts when I do lunges, there could be a multitude of things that could be the reason why you're having pain.
Correct.
But if we can take a look at it, then maybe we're able to say, oh, you're kind of caving or whatever it is.
And a lot of times, real quick, might I add, a lot of times when it comes to certain exercises, certain things that you might be doing wrong can be very minimal. That can make a big difference on how you feel. So something that you're doing, you know, with the lunge, it might be very minimal, but causing you knee pain. And we could just see that at glance within that video, and you might make that little adjustment and it makes a world of difference.
100%.
Right? So that messaging feature is super key. And I think that's the tool that a lot of people can utilize, especially when it comes to adding modifications to the workout.
Absolutely. And then number 3, the messaging feature, great. But then also we have nutrition guides, recipes, and program guides on the app. So the nutrition guide is going to be an overall guide, just giving you examples of foods, examples of meals, but also explaining to you the importance of getting in your protein, your carbs, your fat, what those macros mean to your body, etc. So pretty in-depth nutrition guide as well as recipes. And then the program guides, those are going to be important, especially for the circuit style training program and tailoring the program. Like we mentioned earlier, these programs are not one size fits all in terms of everybody, right? If you follow the program, it will help you lose body fat, but some people might need a little bit more intensity and some people might need to dial it back a little bit. So the program guides help you to do that. So you can really tailor this program to get the most out of this for you, because again, 4 weeks is going to go by super quickly. So by week 2, if you're like, oh man, this is actually kind of easy, you have 2 weeks that you already could have intensified or advanced the program, right?
For sure.
So you've got the nutrition guides, the program guides, the recipes, the one-on-one messaging feature, and then lastly, the community. So there's going to be a community, I guess, page, like it's a whole community feed. A community feed, very similar to Facebook, where everyone that's in the app, 99% of them will be doing the challenge right along with you. And I say 99% because the other thing you get on the app is access to all the other programs that we have. So there may be people doing a different program that they're
totally
like,
fine.
Absolutely, where they're like, I'm not focusing on losing body fat right now, I'm focusing on building muscle. They might be doing the level up program, right? But at the end of the day, the consensus of the community feed is when they're encouraging each other. And you'll see this with every program. I didn't feel like working out today. I came to the community feed, seeing everybody else work out, encouraged me to work out. So that motivation, that encouragement, and just seeing, sometimes there's advice where someone's like, I did this and I kind of swapped it with this and it helped my knee pain, and that might be a help to you too. So sometimes you get a little bit of advice that way there as well.
For sure. So
and do you want to say the very last thing that they get if they do it on the app?
Prizes.
Come on, man. We're going to have weekly prizes on the app.
Yeah, we're giving away some weekly prizes. This year, and contrary to last year, we're not doing a grand prize. We don't want to give all this prize money to one person. We want to spread it out a little bit. We want to reward everyone who's, really working hard and just kind of give you that extra incentive to you just really do more for yourself and really work hard. Because one thing I think a lot of people are getting, especially with that community support, is a lot of people are really pushing themselves. You know what I mean? They're seeing what people are doing. They're seeing people, getting after those weights and maybe going a little bit heavier with certain workouts, and it encourages them to do so as well. And we want to encourage everybody to just push themselves and really give yourself a chance and an opportunity to see your body change and feel good at the end of the program. So we're giving away some prizes. We're giving away some merch. We're giving away some bands, all type of stuff, just to kind of keep you motivated and moving forward. So
absolutely. So just wrapping that up, if you do it on the website, it is free and it's just a 4-week follow along program. created from our YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And then on the app, we'll have the one-on-one messaging feature, all of the guides, the nutrition recipe, as well as weekly prizes. So
Correct.
if you care about the prizes or you want some nutrition guidance or all of those things we mentioned, then we definitely recommend doing it on the app because,
Yeah.
again, you have the option between the follow along and circuit style. But if you're just looking for a free program with something to follow,
Yeah.
then that would be the website version.
You know, and anytime I'm gonna make this real quick. Anytime we talk about the app, I gotta give my spiel because we work hard on this app and we want you to get the most out of this app. So two things: if you want to do the free version of this program, you just need something to follow. You just need a video to click every day to get you moving and get you motivated. Follow that free version. This program is probably going to be the best for you, just to structure wise, just to have something to follow every single day. But let's say you're someone and you really want to dial it in. You really want to get specific with your results. You really want to do a little bit more. You've been doing these follow along videos for a while and you're like, you know what? I'm going to give the app a try. Again, we have two different versions of this program. You can do the follow along version with those exclusive workouts, or you can do the circuit training, which is a little bit more specific to your goals. You can tailor a little bit more. And most people get, I hate saying a little bit too much. I've been saying a little bit, but you can get a little bit more, I guess, stimulus. You can get more out of that program as well. So I really want all of you to invest in yourself, man. I mean, $15 a month, like I said before, we're trying to make this app as valuable as possible. We're coming out with programs 3 to 4 times a year. We put a lot of energy, a lot of work, and a lot of thought into these programs to really make sure there's something efficient for you. So again, give yourself a chance, invest in yourself. $15 a month is worth your health. And we got so many different tools and then programs. We have so many. What am I getting at?
Also
the insights.
And then we'll be doing weekly lives as well on there.
I knew it was something we forgot.
So this is actually very important. One of the things that we want to try with this challenge is doing a themed weekly live. So one week we may talk about nutrition. One week we may dial in on recovery. So we want to have a recipe. Exactly. One time we cooked on live. And so we kind of told everyone what to have beforehand. So just little things that we're going to try to incorporate throughout the challenge this time. But yes, that will be on the app as well.
This will be a very, very interactive program.
Yes, it's only 4 weeks.
It's only 4 weeks, so you're going to see us a lot.
Stay on top of each other.
Exactly. So definitely recommend you do it on the app. And if you want to check out the app right now before the challenge even starts, you can do it for free for your first 7 days. Go check it out right now, juiceandtoyaapp.com, and I'll link it. I'll put it on
juiceandtoya.com. Juiceandtoya.app.
.app.
Yes.
Yeah, so juiceandtoya.app, y'all. Don't go to
juiceandtoya.app.
.app, and you can download the app right from there, free for 7 days. So
absolutely. And we actually recommend doing that if you're not on the app already, because it gives you time to explore the app, kind of see what it's about. So then when the challenge starts, you're not spending 20 minutes every day trying to figure out like, oh, how do I navigate the workout? So definitely go check it out. And even if you're not sure yet if you want to do it on the app, it's free for 7 days. So go check it out and then see. And then if you decide the app isn't for me, then you've got the free version available.
And some commonly asked questions you might get is, what do we need? You need some dumbbells, of course. If you have other multiple sets of dumbbells, that would be beneficial.
Yes.
Try to have some heavy enough dumbbells to where you can do some strength work, and some light enough dumbbells to where you can do some high intensity lightweight work as well. So if you got one for each, that's great. But again, the more dumbbell sets that you have, you can get real specific, especially if you're doing that circuit training program.
Yep. And then one other question that we get to is, especially now lately, is can I do this at the gym? Absolutely.
We encourage that.
We encourage that, especially if it helps you. For both of us, we work out a little bit harder at the gym, just motivation wise.
Got that energy.
It's just the environment. And so, but also if you are doing this at the gym, we also get asked, can I use a barbell or kettlebell instead of dumbbells? Absolutely.
Yes.
So just one example would be if it says dumbbell front squat, you can use 2 kettlebells. You can do a back squat instead. We encourage you to do that. It's good to kind of mix it up with different pieces of equipment so you don't get bored. But let's say you're not comfortable with those pieces of equipment and you still want to go to the gym. Take your app to the gym, grab your dumbbells, find a little corner, and just knock out your workout, right? Sometimes just even doing it there just kind of helps with that motivation. You got to get out of the house and like change the scenery. So you can do this anywhere that you have dumbbells or pieces of equipment.
Correct. And if you need, again, we mentioned this before, if you need help with those modifications, and not even modifications. If you want to use a barbell, maybe you can help you out with how much weight you should be using, putting on each side, because that can be confusing too as well. So just make sure that whatever modality that you're using, make sure that you're loading it up based on the rep schemes that we provided for you, and you'll be good to go. And then the last question I know we get a lot is, can I stream this to my TV? You can stream the follow along. You can stream the follow along workouts to your TV. If you have a smart TV on the app, you'll be able to stream those directly to your TV. But the circuit training, ad free, might not add. Get that? You got me like that. But the circuit training program is not meant to be followed along to, so there's really no reason to stream that. Honestly, all it is to give you reference to the exercises, to see how to do those exercises, and has a description for you, just in case you're confused on what it should be working. You read the sets and reps, and just kind of follow along that way. Okay,
and if you know the exercise, you don't even need to watch
look
the
at
video.
it. If it says front squat and you've seen us do front squat 1,000 times, you know what it is.
You're good to go.
You're good to go. So that's pretty much it. Challenge wise, again, April 29th is going down. We're excited about it. It's going to be a party in the chat, in the community on the app. And then we're make sure you join our mailing list too, onebodyla.com. You should be able to sign up for our email list on that front page as well. And then you'll get any type of news that we're putting out regarding the challenge or anything else, because we're going to do some giveaways in our emails too as well. So
read.
Definitely, please read. Look, that's something we want y'all to do better, is read. We try to put things in place and into the emails and stuff so that you have all the information. So really try to read through those emails and everything we provided so that you're not missing out on any fun that we have for the challenge. So
cool.
With that being said, let's end up this podcast with the dad joke.
I got one.
Talk to me.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta remember my delivery.
It's all right. Uh-oh.
I gotta look at it. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
2 seconds.
You want to hear mine then?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. I don't want to mess up my delivery too.
I got it now.
Name a rapper, and if you're not familiar with rappers, this might go right over your head, but name a rapper that only goes to the gym for 20-minute workouts. Just quick workouts.
Lil Pump.
Dang. You got it.
To get a Lil Pump. That's a good one.
Wow, you answered so quick.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. That's a good one.
You was thinking rapper, workout, Lil Pump.
And I knew it would be Lil something. And so a little, All right. What do you call an illegally parked frog? I had to make sure that delivery was right. What do you call an illegally parked frog?
Like the frog has a car, or like?
He might be in a car. He might be in a motorcycle. He's illegally parked.
Oh, illegally parked.
Illegally parked
frog. Oh man, I'm gonna be so mad.
You are gonna be upset if you don't get this. An illegally parked frog. I almost said the answer.
I don't know.
Toad. Do you want one more?
Sure.
Okay. Why? Oh.
I'm so mad.
I told you would be.
Toad.
I wrote. Okay. Why can't a leopard hide?
Why can't a leopard hide?
Mm-hmm.
Because I can spot it everywhere. It spots. It's something like that.
Yeah. He's always being spotted.
Yeah.
That's why he can't hide. But Toad was the answer to
that
the first one.
That was good. That was not going that direction. That was good. Toad.
That's good. Like so simple.
It's so simple, but
you're
so
not.
stupid.
You're thinking frog, not toad.
Okay.
What was that children's book? Frog and Toad. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
Okay, so thank you all so much for joining us today. Again, we hope that you all are going to join us on the Summer Ready Challenge.
Yeah, man.
We both will be doing this program along with you all. We're very excited. Even myself, I'm going to do the program as well. So again, it's one of our favorite programs. The energy is just always so on
And
point
for
with
the
the Summer
record, like
Ready.
she just mentioned, it is pregnancy safe
It is pregnancy safe.
with a few modifications.
Yep.
So if you're someone who just so happens to be pregnant, again, Toya's doing this program
Message me
along
on
with
the
it.
app with
Message her
any
with any
questions.
modifications or anything that you need to make.
Yes,
to
I will
this.
be 25 weeks at the start of it and 29 finishing. So pretty pregnant doing this thing. So
also, real quick, I'll throw in too, if you're also pregnant, Toya is doing, or she has a video about how to modify programs or workouts to make them work for pregnancy. So because a lot of people ask, when are you going to make pregnancy related workouts? And
They're
we're
already
like,
on the channel.
we already got them. Go check them out
Surprise.
right now. You know, it doesn't have to say pregnancy safe for you to do a certain workout. There are a lot of different workouts on our channel that are perfectly safe for pregnancy, and some that you might have to make a few modifications for, which if you're very aware of how to make those modifications for, especially core work, then you're good to go.
Absolutely. And shout out to everyone that has reached out that said, I did your workouts while I was pregnant.
Shout out,
you all
man.
are
That's amazing.
Awesome. So continue that, and you should be super proud of yourself.
Shout out to that.
But yeah, just again, message me on the app with any modifications or questions. I'm more than happy to help. I do have my pre-postnatal cert, which has helped me a lot in my own personal workouts.
Correct.
So yeah. But yeah, that's it. We are excited for it. Again, April 29th, it's going down in the community.
It's lit.
And we're very excited.
We're very excited. So we hope to see you all there. Again, there's no sign up. Join us on onebodyla.com and you're good to go. You'll be able to find that Summer Ready Challenge. So again, we appreciate y'all for joining us for another podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe on this channel as well, and then leave a 5-star rating wherever you listen to your podcast. And we do read those comments and that feedback in those podcasts. So we really appreciate everybody who has supported this podcast. We're going to blow it up the rest of this year. We can't wait.
We're very excited.
Oh, yeah.
So yes, thank you all again for joining us on this episode, and we will see you all at the next one.
Hey, welcome back. Let's get it. Back.